The antipasto salad is the invite, especially if it's this antipasto salad. Look at that antipasto salad.
So have y'all heard about the Antipasta debacle that's like blowing up the internet? Well, we're going to get into it today, y'all, because I've been clutching my pearls, getting all this tea. The tea is piping hot on Gate City, Virginia, and this Antipasta debacle. So I made an antipasto dish, and antipasto, as you all may know, it means appetizer in Italian. So this antipasto dish, it has brought the whole internet together, y'all. My antipasto, I decided to kind of do a little bit of what the original poster, I'm gonna call her the antipasto lady because it's so many characters in this that I don't want to get anybody confused. But the antipasto lady, she is the real MVP who set all this out here. She could have been silenced, but she didn't. She stood up against bullies. So if you like to hear some real stories, let's listen in on this. So I made mine kind of like hers. This is inspired by hers. Now hers had homegrown vegetables, cheese that she made, all of that stuff. Mine is more like my version of it because I love, it's kind of like a Italian charcuterie board, or the Italian version of a charcuterie board. And I love to get me some charcuterie and just chill. So that's what we're going to do while I tell y'all this story. So yeah, I got tomatoes, mozzarella, these little black specks. They were supposed to be whole olives or the half slice, but for whatever odd reason, I ended up getting them already like grinded up, which I like the olive flavor, so that's fine. I got some banana peppers, cucumbers. I even grilled a little asparagus over here, and I got the basil, the balsamic. Y'all, this thing here. Oh yeah. Well, first, let me just take a bite, okay? I'm gonna try an asparagus. I've really been wanting some asparagus. I like mine with a little crunch. Oh yeah. I'm drinking some apple juice. Oh, and I'm rocking some olive earrings. Y'all know I love cute earrings, but saw these olive ones today at TJ Maxx, and I was like, oh my gosh, this goes perfect with what I'm trying to do. So love it. And then I got some Saratoga water. So time for a little afternoon kiki, y'all. An afternoon kiki. So I'm gonna start from the beginning on this story, y'all. And I want y'all to go along with me now. I'm gonna throw a few videos in to help me with the story, but all right. So 4th of July, right? In this, the setting is in a small town in Virginia called Gate City, Virginia. So this lady named Nicole, who is the antipasto lady, Nicole. Oh, that's good. Oh, this is a sour vinegar okra. Oh, that's good. Excuse me, y'all. Getting sidetracked here. Oh, it's vinegary. I'm gonna have to show y'all these. So good. Nicole, her husband, her son moved to Gate City, Virginia. They don't really know anybody. They're new. They came over 1,000 miles to move to this town. So Nicole's son, you know, he meets a friend at school. Him and the little boy, they become friends. And so 4th of July, this is their first holiday in this new town. And the little boy's, her son's friend's mom invites Nicole to this cookout that they said is not a party. It's a cookout for family and friends. So the lady's name is Samantha. So Samantha, Nicole, and the two little boys go to the cookout. Nicole, in advance of the cookouts, sends Samantha, the friend, a picture of the antipasto and said, this is what I'm going to bring. She asked, did they need anything? But she was like, I'm going to put together this and I'm going to bring it. You know, it's like a little appetizer. You bring something. You go to a party. You don't want to be empty-handed, right? So she shows up with this beautiful dish of antipasto at the house, and, you know, she sit it down, and, you know, she's in there. What happens to Samantha, I don't know. But she, you know, she sits it down, and, you know, she brings her beer too. She brings one beer with her because she was like, I'm only going to drink one beer. I don't want to be a burden. Let me just bring me a beer. So she thinks she about to have a good time meeting neighbors in this town. She's about to go watch some fireworks, hang out, meet new people. So she in the house, and in walks Jake, who is the homeowner. Him and his wife Stasia are the homeowners. So Jake sees her and doesn't greet her or anything. He just starts looking at her crazy. And so he goes outside and tells his mom that there's some strange lady in my house that's being weird. So Jake's mom goes in there and is very rude to the lady. Doesn't like introduce herself or nothing to say who she is or anything. So by this time, Nicole, the antipasto lady, she's frustrated. She's upset that basically these people were just rude and not welcoming to her. So she decides, I'm leaving. So Samantha, the friend she came with, or the friend that rode with her, or that they showed up together, whatever. Samantha, her mom was at this event also. And Samantha's mom is like apologizing and everything. And so Nicole, antipasto lady, and her son is getting ready to leave, and Samantha's going to walk them out. And then the little boy who is friends with Nicole's son, the little boy is like, well, I don't want to stay. I want to go with y'all. You know, he wants to go play with his friend. So Samantha gives Nicole some fireworks and says, I'm sorry. Nicole pours out her beer, takes the fireworks, and she's gone. So girl, she gets in the car. I'm up here calling y'all girl. She gets in the car, and that's when she posts this video here.
So I was invited to a 4th of July party the other day by my son's best friend's mother. And I thought it was possibly like a family party or just like a neighborhood party or something, because it's like a road in the woods kind of thing where they're at the end, and then her mother and her uncle, and then like a couple other houses. But I don't know anybody. I'm new to this area. I made an antipasto salad, like this big gorgeous salad, and I asked, you know, is there anything you want me to bring? You know, thank you so much. I was so gracious. I kept reiterating that. Thank you so much for like inviting me. I don't know anybody here. Salad, and I have my beer, and I just wanted to put the salad down and chat and introduce myself to everybody. And I guess the homeowner's name is Stasia, and her husband, I don't even know who he was. He walked by me kind of angry and like ignored me, but I was like trying to introduce myself to everybody. Not even 5 minutes in the door, and somebody walks in the house and is like, are you going to introduce yourself to somebody? Like, it's really rude to walk into somebody's house and not introduce yourself. He's absolutely flipping out outside about some stranger. And I was like so confused. I looked like a deer caught in headlights because I thought I was invited. I walk outside, and when I get out on the porch, the girl Stasia I introduced myself to, it wouldn't even look at me. She turned herself looking away on the porch, and there's all these people just angrily looking at me and like nasty. And one guy was like, welcome to the neighborhood, see you later. And I was like, okay. So I just dumped my beer out, and I was just like, I was totally distraught. And like, I've never been treated like that. Like, I left the salad for them. It was like probably a $40 salad. I used all the really nice Italian cut meats and like all the vegetables from my yard. I just wanted to make a good impression.
That video with her crying, she hit send on it, and it goes out to the world on TikTok. And y'all know how it is when a video goes viral. Video goes viral. People are like, who are these rude people that treated this lady bad? This lady brought this antipasto salad. That was the invite. She left that delicious, beautiful looking salad for them, and they didn't even say thank you. Like, so people are like responding. Now, mind you, Antipasto lady never called no names or nothing. She was just saying how she felt bad about it. She felt like her 4th of July was ruined. So America came together. America said, oh, heck no. Antipasto, that beautiful antipasto salad. The salad is worth more than the darn house that it went to.
Sorry, but that antipasto salad was almost certainly the nicest thing that's ever entered that home. Not to be a bitch, but to be a bitch for a second. Was I the only one expecting those Neanderthals to, I don't know, live in a nice house? Also, why do they keep saying you don't have the whole story and then repeating the same exact story? Changing party to a get-together of family and friends does not change that that's a party. And this was white-on-white violence.
You dumb hicks, okay? If you have people over and somebody shows up and they have an antipasto salad, that person didn't need an invite to come over. They brought an antipasto salad. The antipasto salad is the invite, especially if it's this antipasto salad. Look at that antipasto salad. I want to tell you something right now. If I went to the Cherry Hill, New Jersey Wegmans, this shit would be $120. There's $120 worth of antipasto salad. That lady made by hand this antipasto salad. What did you do, Stasi Hicks? You said, who are you? What are you doing in my house? What did you do, Jake Hicks? You said, who's this strange lady? She's not a stranger. She brought antipasto salad. That's a good person. What, are you afraid she's going to steal? She brought an antipasto salad that's worth more than anything else in your house.
Like, when I tell you the internet went crazy on this, y'all, and I kept seeing it, and I'm like, you know, I don't know if that's content that I like to consume, but the one thing that I don't play about, I can't stand bullies. I can't stand when people band together. And that just upsets me. Now, here's where I feel like, why is nobody talking about Samantha? The friend who invited her. Why nobody talking about her? To me, Samantha seemed like she's some kind of low-key hater, because she could have prevented all of this by letting them know, you know, or just kind of, you know, basically when they got there, she should have took the lady and introduced her to the homeowners at least. So Stasia makes a video. And she's like, we're not rude. It was a misunderstanding.
I am not a mean person. My husband is not a mean person.
And the mom gets on and she was like, well, first of all, it wasn't a party. It was a get-together for family and friends. So it sounded like they were throwing shade toward Samantha, because Samantha is the one who invited them. And some people are saying that Samantha is related to them, but really we're not hearing much from Samantha, so nobody knows who Samantha, what's going on with Samantha. Now, there was a tape played, or some audio footage played of Nicole and Samantha talking, and Samantha telling Nicole that they knew you were coming. I even sent them a picture of the salad that you sent me, so they knew you were coming. So it's like they were just being mean to this lady. Like, I can't stand bullies, adults, people that do that. Like, what would y'all do? If y'all had a guest come to your house, what would you do? I'll tell you what I would do. First of all, my husband and I, we host a lot of people at our house. We love to host. If that happened to me, I would immediately introduce myself. Most of the time, I'm at the door greeting people as they come in anyway. And anybody that I have invited, trust and believe, they're going to communicate to me, you know, hey, I'm bringing such and such or whatever. But even if they don't, I'm going to introduce myself to the person that comes in. And then she comes in with a big, beautiful salad, and y'all kept the darn salad. But the lady felt so bad. She goes back home, and the internet comes together for her. And Stasha done put that video out, and then they start getting attacked. Like, People went and found their house, and there are even think pieces on the fact that you would think she lived in some kind of big mega mansion with a pool and everything. The way they treating this lady like she gonna steal something out of their house or something. Like, why did they treat her so bad, y'all? So I'm loving how the internet is coming together for this stuff. But Samantha, the friend who invited Nicole, she is no friend to Nicole, in my opinion. And then if Samantha is related to Jake and Stassia some kind of way, they don't respect her, because they I'm sure they eventually realized that, oh, that's the lady that Samantha said is coming. They don't fool with you, Samantha. So I think piece, and it made me think about this too, is that Jake's mama got on there and tried to downplay this whole thing and make it seem like, you know, I mean, basically back her son up. And that would have been an amazing teaching moment for the mama to tell Jake, hey, you know, instead of when Jake came out there and said, mama, there's some crazy lady in my house, Jake's mama should have said, hold on, son. You know, I raised you better than that, son. You need to go in there, introduce yourself, and, you know, find out who she is. But no, Jake wanted to go throw a temper tantrum and tell his mama, and his mama goes in there and is rude to this lady, a house guest that came for them, y'all. The antipasta salad was the invite. So now the internet is saying, if they had came in my house with a salad like that, they welcome anytime.
The thing about this antipasto drama that bothers me the most, first of all, that she used her garden vegetables, and that she left her. Honestly, I'm a petty bitch. I would have taken that salad with me. And I just wish that I could go back in time and take that salad for her, because they didn't deserve one bite, and you know they ate all of it.
Did you see the prosciutto? She made the mozzarella from scratch. She grew the tomato out the soil. Was you mad because that aluminum pan was newer than the aluminum siding on your house? See, the problem is you went over there with motherfuckers that think that Lunchables are charcuterie. First things first that you need to do, that friend that took you over there, you need to check that friend, because she like hanging out at Trap House. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. She took you over there to kick it with Crystal Metheny and Fenty Ray Cyrus.
This thing it just has grown legs. So now Stassia and Jake have deleted some of their socials because they have been getting attacked. And apparently Stassia lost her job. I don't know if it was behind this or not, but Stassia did post something and delete it and called that lady, the antipasto salad lady, she called her schizophrenic. And apparently she was like a CNA or something. So is she like telling this lady's medical records, or is she just making some stuff up? So that was crazy too. And this town is not a big town. It's one of them small towns. So apparently Jake and Stassia are connected to like local government there and stuff. And so one of the police officers or sheriffs or somebody in that town went by Nicole's house and left a card on the door or something. And apparently they were trying to say that her husband had been calling, making threats up to the police department. And she played some of the audio, and she was like, no, my husband would not do anything like that.
You should be contacting an attorney right now. You might own the town. A sheriff shows up to Folk Medicine's house in an unmarked car and accuses the husband of threatening them. You kidding me? Because she gets treated like absolute crap by some piece of garden fertilizer, and then somebody from the school district gets involved. If that child even receives 1 ounce of hatred, let me just tell you, I think the whole entire world will be on the county's doorsteps. They won't have to worry about the husband threatening, okay? You have a force behind you.
She potentially thinks she's gonna have to seek legal counsel, because That town is small, y'all. But my thing is, if she can help it, I would get out of that town. Small towns like that, it's too much corruption that goes on in these small towns, and I would just be scared to stay in that town. I don't know, y'all. This whole little debacle, though, y'all, the antipasto salad, I'm going to insert some videos too, so that you guys can see some different takes on it. But I would challenge you to go over to TikTok and check it out, because that's where the whole situation went down at. Oh, these flavors are flavoring, y'all. I like the sweet balsamic against the brownie cheese and the salty pepperoni, and oh, this is hitting. It is good. Now, they acted like they didn't know she was coming, but they probably knew. Now, Jake probably didn't know. Stasha probably didn't tell Jake. But Jake still was acting like a little mama's boy. Y'all, this was good. So, if you're new here, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe. This is an eating show. I like to eat, talk about current events, give you my take on things, and just have a good time, some good eats over here on Coco TTV. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye.
I have thoughts about Antipasto Salad Lady. I grew up in Southern Virginia where this all took place. And even before I had all the details, as soon as I heard Antipasto Lady's voice crying in that car video that she made, I sort of clocked what was going on, even without all the details, right? That she is not from the South. She's not from there. People in the South love talking about Southern hospitality, but the dark side of that is that Southern hospitality can really provide this mask to be hostile and weird and rude to people for no real reason and still have social cover for doing so. That is exactly why in her fake non-apology video, Sasha gets to say, I'm not mean, my husband's not mean, my mom's not mean, we're the farthest from mean people, while doing an objectively mean thing to a stranger.
I'm so far down this rabbit hole, I need help. Wait, I literally just got out of bed because I just got some tea. You know that the mother-in-law is the mother of Samantha also, and Samantha was the friend that brought Nicole to the party cookout. Anyone know this? Her name's Samantha, the one that originally brought Nicole to the party, invited her to the party. Samantha is the sister of Jake, apparently. I don't know, but Samantha is related to one of them. Where is she? Where is she now? We know nothing about her. All that is that she gave Nicole some fireworks and sent her son home with Nicole.
It was not a party. You weren't coming to a party. You must have been misinformed. This was a cookout for the neighbors.
As a form of a party. This poor lady breaks down crying, grabs her stuff. The person that invited her is shocked. First of all, you, ma'am, you should have stood up for your friend. Not gonna lie, you're not getting off scot-free with this. You should have stuck up for your friend and said that you invited her. You should have did more. I'm gonna put a pin in that. They get home. She make a video talking about her experience. Next thing you know, Stasia comes out trying to rebuttal her story, but all she did was make the story more believable. Stasia is a mean girl. You're too old to be a mean girl. And the thing that makes it worse is Jake's mom, the mother-in-law, got on here and posted a video that made the story even more believable. Y'all are too old to act like that. Not gonna lie, y'all too old to act like that. A grown-ass bully should get bullied back, and I am so happy that the rest of white TikTok is bullying the mess out of all three of them. And the thing that made me more upset is that, like, as she was leaving the house, they talking about welcome to the neighborhood, ha ha ha, see you later. Boy, you really would have saw some fireworks, but that's on me, you know.